Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. A lot of people are talking and are aghast and upset, and rightly so, at Amazon's Rings of Power series. It's blatantly obvious to any of us who look at it that no one there is even remotely concerned about honoring Tolkien or even really adapting anything Tolkien does. It's just simply a property that the Amazon company was able to lay hold of for whatever reason or another, get some rights to a little corner of it or whatever, and they're going to use that to exploit and try to compete with the Game of Thrones success so many years late. And it's a train wreck. It's a big agenda-driven train wreck. Everybody sees that. I'm seeing some people, though, kind of laugh and say, this is it. I mean, like they did put so much money into this, and it seems that they're worried because people they see through this nonsense. And some people are going to watch it, whatever. Of course, the ideologues are going to support it, and the people who don't have the strength to discern and say no to certain stories and franchise incarnations or whatever are going to watch it. But some people are speculating that this could really just, really hurt Amazon because of all of the money they put into it, and if it flops, as it should. But really, the answer for Amazon is quite simple. All they have to do is hire get Peter Jackson himself or somebody from the Peter Jackson camp to come over and agree to do a short little mini-series, maybe even an animated series, whatever, short little series about, say like Bilbo's ancestor or something like that. Set it in the Rings of Power continuity, but don't actually mention anything, from the Rings of Power series. And you simps will lap that up. And you will easily fund anything they want to do with the Rings of Power Season 2, or another one, or another one, or another one. This is the lesson that a lot of people in Hollywood are learning. They want to make their ideological, agenda-driven stories that aren't as successful at the box office or in the TV ratings or whatever. And the lesson that they're learning one after the other is, oh yeah, we just got to throw them the bone. Throw them the bone every now and then. They'll easily fork over their money in a heartbeat for it. This is the story, the lesson that they learned with Star Wars, Disney Star Wars. This is the Mandalorian. Threw you a little tasty Mandalorian bone. You'll shut up. You'll give them your money. You'll give them your support. And then they can do whatever they want. They can keep doing stuff like Book of Boba Fett or Kenobi. And I'm already hearing people say, well, at least finally season 3 of Mandalorian's coming back. Like, what? This is what Kevin Feige, I bet you anything, this is what Kevin Feige's doing right now. At Comic-Con, he announced that Phase 4 of the MCU is over. And it wasn't supposed to be. Phase 4 was supposed to stretch out into, the other Ant-Man Wasp movie, all the way to the Wakanda Forever, movie. It was supposed to keep stretching out. But look at the movies that came out in Phase 4 already. They've really been struggling. None of them, are really breaking even. The only one that made money pretty well, I mean, some of them broke even or whatever, but they're not doing what they should do. The only one that made a good deal of money was Spider-Man No Way Home. And of course, Sony gets most of the profits from that because it was a co-production. And with No Way Home, Kevin Feige learned. They've learned their lesson. Look, we can go ahead and do whatever we want. And we can make whatever kind of stories we want. We can do whatever we want to the continuity. We can put all of our agenda into it. All we have to do is throw them a few member berries. Pick a story every now and then to throw them out as a bone. That's what No Way Home. That's all No Way Home was. It was just a little bone to throw you. Oh, here we go. Tobey Maguire came back. Oh, Andrew Garfield's back in there. Yeah. Everybody talk about that. Pretend you love that. Yeah. And I get people to comment on sometimes. Professor, I really like your channel, but can you stop talking bad about the Joker or Spider-Man No Way? No, I can't. I'm sorry that you have trouble acknowledging garbage, and when you get thrown a little tasty something, it's a scrap to shut you up, and people are just so willing to glory in that little scrap and celebrate it, and all it does is enable them to continue. That's why Kevin Feige came out and said, all right, Phase 4 is done now, guys, but I'm very excited about what we're going to offer you in Phase 5, because he realized his slate going forward that he didn't have any little tasty bones to throw you anymore with all the movies that were finishing out in Phase 4. So they announced all these things to come in the series, and you look at some of those series to come, and you see the nonsense, Agatha's getting us, what is this? All this nonsense of Captain America, New World Order. But within there, I guarantee you, they'll have crafted some tasty little bones, like the Daredevil. Guys, Daredevil's coming back. Don't you like that? Aren't you going to get excited about that? And people will be making their videos, whether it's Daredevil or something else. So this one, guys, this one's really good. This one, and then they'll invent these little narratives, and they'll start saying, this is what Amazon would do. If Amazon did what I said, and they got some, producer or whatever that's a little bit more identified with the Jackson camp and the movies that people loved, got them to come in and make a little something, a little bone to throw people that was enough linked to the things we loved, but was set in the continuity of Rings of Power, but didn't necessarily mention Rings of Power. Soon enough, a little narrative would crop up, and the YouTubers, all the usual suspects on YouTube, would start talking about, guys, there's two camps. All right, there's the people working, there's Sony giving us what we love, and then there's the MCU, or there's the Filoni and Favreau. They're working for us, guys. They're working for us, and they're just trying to fight in the system. They love that you think that. Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, these people adore the fact that you are that gullible and naive, and you will gobble up any little scrap that they give you and be so contented by that. And you might get a little mad, when they put out their Thor: Love and Thunder, but whatever. Your fangs are gone. I mentioned a comment in another stream the other day. I said, you know what? These people, whether the fandom menace or whatever you want to call them for whatever franchise, they will fund, they're like a dog being kicked. They will fund 1,000 kicks to the rib for the sake of one little pat on the head. That's really what they'll do. And, it's like Disney or Marvel or whatever, Amazon, kicking these dogs in the ribs, and they growl. Oh boy, they take to YouTube and they growl, ideology, but they don't do anything. Heaven forbid them actually leave or bite the owner's foot. Oh no, because every now and then the hand comes and pats us on the head. And guys, the hand's working for us, right? The hand's actually trying to fight against the leg. It has to play the game. It can't really, stop the leg from kicking us because, it's trying to work from the inside, but the hand's on our side. You hear how ridiculous that sounds. That's how ridiculous people sound when they try to talk about the Civil War in Lucasfilm, or there's Sony, and then there's the MCU, and there's these factions. No, there's not. It's all the same company, just learning that you will come back and give them your money, your support, your help in publicizing it. You will continue to make them culturally relevant. The Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars will never cease to be culturally relevant as long as people are clinging with their little white knuckles to the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which should be a laughing stock. It shouldn't make a cent after what Endgame did. After the whole Captain Marvel nonsense, it shouldn't be making one red cent. But people have got to go see. Well, I'm kind of curious about the Loki thing, though. Maybe this one will be good this time for sure. It's just people can't. They will sit there and expose their kick me in the ribs again. Kick me in the ribs again. Oh, you're going to give me a head pat. It's coming pretty soon. That's what all of these blustering, angry fans amount to, and Hollywood or whatever the companies know that. So I really do think that Feige's cutting off the Phase 4 to kind of incorporate that in, because it's something they've learned works very well from Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars has taught them that in a heartbeat. Who cares what you think about Kathleen Kennedy? Who cares you're blustering about, when the Ahsoka Tano show comes out and it's garbage and it proves that she's just yet another Mary Sue or whatever. Who cares that you've finally woken up to that? You've already let them do it. You've already paved the way. I don't care what anybody wants to say about how horrible Love and Thunder was, when they just squeed all over themselves for No Way Home. You let them do it. You gave them permission. You said, yes, more of this, please. You can do anything else as long as you give me one of these every now and then. That's all Hollywood has to do, and they're learning that. And fans, it's not quite Stockholm Syndrome, but it's getting there. It's like, oh, we can't say no. We can't turn our backs totally, guys, because then we might miss that little pat on the head when it comes. it is sad and absurd, and yeah. So I mean, every time I hear people, fussing about, oh, Rings of Power is so ridiculous, and people are making their videos, all true. Everything they're saying, I agree with 100%. So all they'd have to do is turn around and do another little series, like I said, in the continuity, but just, enough of a little member berry and enough of a bone to throw you, and you'd be lapping it up. So shut up. I don't care what you think about Rings of Power. It's or the MCU or whatever. It just gets so it's so exhausting. Especially when and not everybody who talks about this stuff, obviously, but the good 98% of it, online. It's just they're addicted to the rage. They're addicted to the game. They want to keep playing the game. And there's the fact that certain YouTube channels, of course, are playing this drama up so they can get the clicks and they can monetize it a bit. But nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. So as I said from the very beginning, when Mandalorian started coming out, this is Star Trek. This is Star Trek right now. Strange New Worlds, guys, that's actually really good. That's actually, they're actually really good. Strange New Worlds exists in the continuity of STD. It goes on the timeline, the messed up, stupid timeline changes that STD did. Strange New Worlds born right out of that. And people are just so celebrating the bright colors and the, whatever, that they don't even see all these, things that the characters are doing, like Kirk not saving people and whatnot. That is not Star Trek. No. No. But people just, but it was kind of sort of a pat on the head and I liked it and it made me feel good. I don't understand the need for new content. There's so much content that already exists from the decades before that you could be celebrating right now, rediscovering, or discovering for the first time. Don't tell me that you've watched everything and read everything. And that's the thing too. Gasp, turn the TV off and read a book every now and then. Star Wars, all the EU, open right up to you. All these kinds of things. Plenty exists for you to freak out about and be excited about right now. You don't need the current hashtags. You don't need the current Comic-Con reveals. It's nonsense. I just don't know what... People don't deserve. You don't deserve these mythologies being saved. You don't deserve good stories. Because this is how you react. This is how you fight, And I'm saying the proverbial you. Of course, I know many people who watch my channel don't feel that way and would agree on many of these aspects. But that's all I got for now. Just wanted to state that, it's very clear all Amazon has to do, and it's very clear to me, I think, what Kevin Feige's doing. And people just don't get it. People just don't go, oh, yeah, we're mad right now because it's the season to be mad. Ooh, Mandalorian next season's coming out. Sweet. It's just whatever. Whatever. Oh, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the true blue hero stories you love best.